Basically, I could see grief taking you out of it. You know, mental health is a big thing, right? Mm-hmm. So with that said, what about Adrien Broner battling depression? Do you think he should come back?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that this is part of his therapy, is to come back and to get himself in shape. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of Adrien Broner, but he looked bigger than Cavon at one point.
Yeah,
and
had a belly like he was 6 pack a day.
Yeah. He was saying he was, getting up at 10 p.m., going to the club, just not even eat, drinking cognac all day. And, that ain't no way to live,
No.
And I think that he got himself together, did what he loved, did what he's passionate about, got back in the gym, got his weight down. And, I'm really happy for Adrien Broner. I've never been an Adrien Broner fan. I did go to an Adrien Broner fight in DC. Shout out to that. Yo, that night was so dope. It was, Cavon, you should have been there. It was the most DC night. It was old DC, not new DC, not new DC. Talking old DC. I felt
crazy.
like
when I was still in school, I was doing a little security bounce on the side. I actually worked a boxing match at State of Montgomery. I watched, Dusty.
We'll say what?
Dusty, the boxer from here. Dusty Hernandez.
Yeah.
I his fight. That was his biggest fight. And I was working stage side about boxing. Boxing is one of my favorite sports. If I didn't have anger issues, I would box. You know what I mean? You can't fight angry. If I watch my training that can help me control that, I would definitely do that, because I do enjoy the training aspect of boxing, because boxing, people underestimate that. Boxing and wrestling has some of the hardest training regimens in the world. But
absolutely.
Going back to Adrien, though, like you said, I really wasn't an Adrien Broner fan either. When he came out, the way he was moving, the way he did things, I didn't agree with, because I'm not that type of person. But I got to realize, and what I have realized over my years of growth, that you can't place your moral standards on the next person. So I can't, just because I'm humble, he don't have to be humble. As long as he going there and backing it up, that's where he lost me. Because he would go in there talking crazy and you're getting whooped. Like, if you're going to be talking like this, like Floyd talks and like Conor talks, go in there and handle your business and do your due. But at the end of the day, I am very happy for his comeback. No one deserves to go through depression. I've been there. Mental health was very serious. People out there, if you're going through some things, find somebody you can talk to. That's have to be a counselor. That's have to be a therapist. Find somebody you're close to that you wouldn't open up to. That mental health is very serious. And I feel like in the Black community, we don't take it serious. You want to go to therapy, oh, you're crazy. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. We are adults now. Grow up. Get your kids a session. Get yourself a session. Whatever needs to be done, please focus on the mental health. Because, like you said, Adrien Broner, he was down bad. Like, in and out of court, all over social media, talking crazy, looking wild, getting into it with people he don't need to get into it with, because he was going to downward spiral because he wasn't doing what he loved. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, me playing football when I first couldn't play no more, out of my control, it takes you places you don't want to be. When you can't control your life anymore or what you're doing, you spiral out of control. And he was on a downward spiral. So I'm very happy he's back in the ring doing what he loves, because boxing could save this man's life. Because when I watch his lives and the things that he say, the things he would do, go back to the streets. You know, he's from Cincinnati too, so go back to the streets and, I'm about to walk around punching in the face with blase. I'm like, bro, get some help. And I'm happy he's back doing what he loves, because at the end of the day, I don't want to see anybody's detriment to themselves, because you can bring yourself down if you let you, man, but you got to find something to get you back up. And he found his way back to it. So more power to Adrien Broner. Shout out to you, my guy. Keep going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let me just say, we'll probably, Tour Productions, I know that we are 100% in favor of people taking care of their mental health. We'll probably put some resources at the end of this video. Please stick to the very end of this video and you will see some resources for suicide prevention. And, if you need that help, go out and get it. And I can tell you, for those of you who think, you want to get your hands going, Erika has incredible hands. She got that Latina pride, you know what I'm saying? And the Latina hands.
Take his word for it. Don't find out.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. She now she boxes. How many days a week you box?
3.
3 days a
right
week.
now.
You know. So she's somebody that, gets a little bit of her, exercise and mental health
anger issues.
out of issues, out of all the things. So, however you have to get it done, but none of that takes the place of a professional if you need professional help. And I'm really happy that Adrien Broner is taking care of his finances, taking care of his family, taking care of his mental health, and nothing but good things are going to come from that. Even if he goes in the ring and does get whooped, it's not about necessarily winning in the ring. It's about winning outside of it. And I can tell you, we've seen this before. Buster Douglas came back. He didn't win all his fights, but he got his life back. And that's the important thing. Same thing with a couple other fighters. And you see Mike Tyson, is getting his life back. And part of that is I'm a firm believer that how you look on the outside is a reflection of how you feel on the inside. Mm-hmm. So when you see, Adrien Broner's weight getting out of control and, all those kinds of things, and Mike Tyson's weight getting out of control, or these dudes looking sick and all that.
Buster Douglas get up to 400 pounds at one point?
Yeah, got up to 400 pounds.
Crazy.
And that's the thing, we were talking about hip hop earlier, Big Pun, how you look on the outside is a reflection of how you feel on the inside. You know what I'm saying? So if you are feeling unwell, get the help you need, you know what I'm saying? And we support you in any way that we can over here at Tor Productions.
Okay, how about on a high note, getting your life together, Delonte West?
My man, Maryland, all day.
I have been on both sides of the jokes with Delonte West, with the laughing at him and also seeing his progress and all those things. So watching that man actually accept the help that he was given, because I'm sure people probably reached out beforehand and he didn't take it because some men are stuck in their prideful ways, want to get through on their own and don't act. But the fact that man took that help and is willing to change his life through addiction or whatever he may be going through, that's a blessing right there. I all my props go to that man, and also Mark Cuban, thank that man for taking that time to pull him aside and really show that man that you care, because sometimes people only need that one person who cares to show that you want me to change, you want it, why don't I want it? So I feel like with what he's been through, it's definitely blessed to see how far he's come, man. He went from top 10 millionaire to the bottom of the bottom. Regular people just laughing at you because of your situation. And he took that when he's running with it right now. And I'm very proud of where he's come from. He may never hear this, but I can say I'm proud of that man for what he's pushed through. And I hope he continues to grow and get better with whatever he's going through.
Let me just say that I know some people that know Delonte really well. I never met him, but I know some people that know him really well. And, it was really painful to see what he was going through. I don't think I ever was at the point where I was making fun of him, but I it was painful to watch him on the streets and watch him, bleeding and sick and all of that. And, a lot of that, again, comes back from mental health. Then people self-medicate. And I think that he got into that cycle. And I can tell you, again, I'm glad you brought up Mark Cuban, because Jerry Jones ain't doing that for you. You know what I'm saying? Look, the NFL, y'all need to learn something from the NBA, because NFL, they don't even want to get their guys, concussion, help for their concussions. That they got injuries they got on the field, not, depression or something. Injuries they got on the field, they don't want to help them.
Right.
So, we're looking at that. And, Mark Cuban looked at Delonte West as a human being, came out, helped him out. You look at, I'm not so sure that a whole lot of other owners are helping out in those situations and are actually going to go back and say, this person is part of our family. I think it was great that Delonte is getting his life together. And now he's actually working at the rehab center. Not only did he get the help, now he's actually there to help other people. And he's got a great story. I think he's, going to be able to come, back and really change lives. And that's what it's all about is, the blessings that you get, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the story of Job, you know what I'm saying? The blessings you get, you're able to go and spread those blessings to others. You know what I'm saying? So much shouts, much love, big ups to Delonte West. All his peoples out there in PG. I know everybody's rooting for him. Everybody from the DMV, we rooting for you, Delonte. If you ever see this video, you have our support 100%. We hope to have you on the show one of these days.
Absolutely. Okay, so now we're in the NBA. So let's talk about Kyrie for a second. What does that do for the Nets?
Showed last night, didn't do too much with them losing to the Cavs and double overtime at that. But there's never going to be a problem with a big three anymore. There have been big threes for years, so I don't really see too much changing because with 3 stars, it's only one ball. Everybody can't be a star. It's about or are they willing to give that stardom in certain moments? They can be great because they got literally 3 of the best scorers of all time on one team. But it's all about that chemistry that they build. And I don't know how that's going to go because also with piggybacking on what we just was talking about, Kyrie was just going through his own thing. So is he fully back mentally? We know he's back balling, but is he fully there mentally to actually produce to his top potential? But I feel like they can do it all, but can they do it together?
I think it's not the big three, it's the kind of big three you have. And with the Nets, they have 3 guys who are big scorers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's literally all they do is score the basketball. And I mean, Harden will get a rebound or make a pass every now and again, but he's a scorer. Durant is a scorer. Sure. And Kyrie may play point guard, but he's a coast-to-coast player. That's the kind of player he is. He wants to create off the dribble and not dish it off. He wants to finish himself.
Yeah.
I think, that's different than having, Magic, Worthy, and Kareem, who each had a different role on the team. It's different even than, the players that you had in Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a different kind of a situation.
That was a boring Golden State.
Yeah, I mean the whole team was. They had all-stars. Like Iguodala was coming off the bench. Like, it was just crazy.
It's crazy. I didn't realize how long Iggy was in the league until I seen him in pictures with Allen Iverson.
Yeah, man, he's been around.
Right there. Yes, I'm a young man. Yes, I'm very young in a way, but my mind takes me behind my years.
Yeah, man, look, first of all, shout out to Allen. You know what I'm saying? Allen's still dressing like it's 1995, too. I'm seeing Allen Iverson. I saw him at the club one time. It was like straight up throwback. I was like, yo, this is straight up Back to the Future. But shout out to
Allen. Might have been 1995. Like, when was the last time you went to the club?
Honestly, it might have been. It might have been. But I'll say shout out, big shouts to Allen Iverson. He was so important for so many reasons. And when we talk about second chances, you can never forget, whether we talk about Adrien Broner or Delonte West, Allen Iverson is somebody who got, second chances in life and is, making the best of them and making the most of them. So shout out to him, another DMV legend.
Yes, sir. The all-time best football player probably in Virginia history.
Yeah, straight up. And I think
if he would have played football.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. I think a lot of players from Virginia, particularly that Hampton Roads area, the peninsula, people gonna be mad, but they get overrated because of Allen Iverson and because of Vic. Then you get these other kids and people are like, this is the greatest one ever. And I'm like, he's good. Let's not overstate it, But I just want to end this video by giving my little final thoughts about what's been going on in sports recently. And with the recent inauguration and the win in Erika's home state of Georgia, we have to give a shout out to the WNBA.
Atlanta Dream.
The Atlanta Dream absolutely made a huge difference in our society. They stood up for Black lives. They stood up for their communities, and they stood up for the nation. Absolutely. And if we ever make it out to Atlanta, we're all going to go to a Dream game. Once Kelly Loeffler is no longer the owner, we will be the Atlanta Dream.
100%.
And I think that's an episode, Erika and Cavon. Thank you so much. If you like what you saw, press like, comment, tell us where we were right. Tell us where you were wrong for thinking we're wrong. And we will be back with more episodes very soon of The Sports Place. If you love sports, this is the place for you. If you think you're right, this is the place for you. Thank you.